kind of just how it is. Now, I do have a question on your build though. So
Mhm. For
two
sure.
questions that I have is one,
Yep.
the and I know that since I've played this deck before, I know monster space is really tight, but the
Mhm.
second Maxx C and then also a second tomato. A lot of builds that I'm seeing as far as insectors go are not playing card D, and in that two slots they
Mhm.
play either a tomato and an Armageddon Knight, a tomato and a Maxx C,
Mhm.
and then a lot of them are also
Mhm.
not playing tour guide as well. So what's your thought process on those two things, and then also being able to include the tour guide?
Okay, so what do you want me to start with?
Start with the
So
Maxx C
for the
first. You have one Maxx C in the main and the second in the side. So
Mhm.
why not just main both of them with windups being as crazy as it
Okay,
is?
so the pattern with Maxi, it makes a lot of sense. I play in one Maxi in the main deck
Mm-hmm.
because it's searchable with Sengen, and
Ah,
Sengen is searchable by tour guide, so
right.
it's searchable. So it just makes my game one against windup much easier. And Maxi, if you look at the format outside of windup, it's pretty much bad against every deck
Mm,
because all decks they don't do they do inherent special summons, so you can't chain Maxi,
right.
and it's not like uh, modern Yu-Gi-Oh where you go plus 10, so you can't just like waste a Maxi. That's really bad. You need to to respond to something. You need to at least get back to do the one for one when you go
Right.
Maxi. So you go against Chaos Dragon, you drop it in draw phase. He just wants special summon, he will set a Raiko or something,
Right.
and you go minus. It's only good, really good against wind up, and I feel like being a one-off in the main deck is good enough because it's searchable, so it gives me that option. Uh, it eases up my game one against wind up
Yeah.
without impacting the other matchup.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. You go tour guide, so you got a ladder there. You got guide into Sangan, into
And I
Maxi.
play a lot of Yeah, and I got card D, which can draw into Maxi. I got Duality, which can get to Maxi. I
Right.
play a Law of Darkness, which can get to Maxi. I have like the deck list is it's very compact. It's a compact deck list
Right.
where with a lot of draw powers and shooter, so I can get pretty much quickly any card I want in the main deck, even non-engine card like Heavy Storm or Dark Arm Dragon. It's pretty much I can turbo into any card.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, okay, so based on that, you kind of might have answered my second question, which was about tomato. I usually would
Okay,
play two tomato just to get into the dragonfly or a hornet or whatever
that's an
play, but
interesting one.
yeah.
I used to be on two tomato, and
Mm,
I recently cut it down to one, which was one of the best decision I made.
yeah.
The thing is, tomato is really good because it can get you to dragonfly or to hornet,
Mm-hmm.
okay, or to hand traps because you can get like tomato sengan into hand traps. That's fair.
Right.
Problem is, there is two things. There are two things. First off, tomato good players, they won't attack into tomato, and it's very passive. I was I encountered a problem when I played against like good players, good wind-up players. They never attack the face down.
Yeah.
When I play against Gearja, they just set armor. They don't attack, and every turn they just flip it, get advantage, and you can't even crash the tomato. They just set their monster against Dark World. It gets popped by Grapha,
Yeah.
and against like like good players, they just play around it, they don't attack. And again, in matchups like um, gear jazz and even wind up, it's pretty bad because wind up, they won't attack it, and the moment they attack it, after they make Shockmaster, so it becomes useless.
Yeah.
Gearja, it's pretty much dead, and overall, it's very passive. If your opponent doesn't attack, you can crash, but if you try to crash, you play into Deep Prison. Deep Prison is everywhere in the format,
Yeah.
and you play hard into Maxx C, because if you attack with Tomato, you have to commit. If it's in Maxx C, he will get like a +2 or +3. That felt pretty bad, and as and on his own, um, Insector is a deck that needs a lot of cards because the deck is based on two cards combo, so it's you always need like two starters.
Yeah.
And Insector is a deck I feel like when I have a lot of card advantage, I just can't lose. And Tomato doesn't generate any card advantage. For
Yeah.
instance, card is a +1, Tour Guide is a +1, Card Trooper is a +1, Raiko can be a +1 because you destroy one card, and if you mill like a Hornet, that's a +1.
Yeah.
Tomato is like 1 for 1. It's a fair card. It's too fair,
Right. Yeah. No,
and
that's
I
fair.
don't want fair card. It also plays hard into like torrential. It doesn't float. It doesn't recover. Tour Guide floats via Sengan. Trooper
Yeah.
gets you a draw. Cardi is a +1. Tomato is too fair.
Yeah. That's understandable. That makes sense why you only play one because the
Mhm.
good player,
But one
the
is
the good early
enough.
rounds they'll attack into it, but a good player in a top eight of anything
Yeah, they
probably
cannot.
won't. Yeah.
I lost like a lot of games where I had like Tomato against Gearjas or good winder players. They just didn't attack, and it felt so bad, so bad.
Right. Okay, so that makes sense. I like all of the card choices in the main. It seems like they all make sense. I do want to ask a question about the side deck though. You got Trap
Yep.
Stun in the side. What is that
Yeah.
for? It looks like you just want to, alleviate back row before going off with your Dragonfly plays, but is it
Yeah.
for a specific matchup or just heavy back row?
Uh, Heavy back row in general, like
Yeah,
Inzektor, unlike most decks, can just clear boards on their own. They don't
right.
rely on anything else than your engine.
Yeah,
So you don't need to play like cards like Decree because you just need one turn. If you go off one turn, you win the game. So against decks like any like heavy trap deck like Gear Jazz, Dino Rabbit, or the Macrocosmos and the back row, like
yeah,
Gravekeeper, any like rogue deck like Final Countdown, any burn deck, any strategies like that, or very heavy back row decks like
yeah.
I just Trapston and go off.
Right. Yeah, that's I kind of use that same logic when I play something like GB. I just want is if I can go off with no back
Yeah,
row,
that's the same.
yeah, if I don't have to worry about any type
Exactly.
of back row, I can win or at least gain enough advantage for that to be the turning point of the game. You know what I mean? So I get you
Exactly.
on that one. That one's
That's also
makes
why
sense.
I play Zenmayo in the extra deck because a lot of people say that Zenmayo is fake because they won't ever have like two non-chainable traps or something.
Right.
But with trap stunts, it makes a lot of sense because game one, if I trap stun and I have like Dragonfly Ladybug instead of Hornet,
Mm-hmm.
within Mayo, I can still clear boards very effectively.
Yeah. That's a good point. Zenmayo is another card that I really
Yeah,
like during this format that more
it's underrated. It's
yeah,
underrated.
another underrated card that we can both agree on cuz I when I played it back then I wanted or not I wouldn't say I wanted Zenmayo to be good. I realized how good it was because of cards like Trapstun. You know, I think I sided into
Exactly.
Decree even back then, so it's a good card.
And I use it like it's a good bait. When I know I have like Monster Reborn and I just make like Dragonfly, Ladybug into rank 5, into
Mm-hmm.
Zenmayo, it just baits something they have to respond, so it's a good
Right.
bait. Then I can follow up. Or with Trapston, as I mentioned before, that's just the nut that's actually like that's game winning with Trapston.
Right. Exactly. So that looks really good. This is the second place deck profile Inzectors. Now, before we end the video, is there anything that you would change? Because the next, well, I don't know when the next, I'm going to be doing redo format again. But is there anything right now that you change, or would you just keep it the same if there's another
Yes.
tournament?
Yes. I won't change the main deck. I feel like the main deck is almost perfect. The
Mm-hmm.
only two cards I feel like that can be moved. I feel like the ratios are almost like perfect. Like just to rant a little bit. Before this tournament, I was on a 16 matches win streak, so I was
Mm-hmm.
like 16-0. I
Yeah.
won like 16 matchups in a row with that deck list. So I feel like the ratios are very close to perfect.
Right.
Everything makes sense. The deck is very compact. It's a deck that tries to get to the power card as quickly as possible, and it's just a blend of hand traps and actual traps. So I spread the interruptions, so I always have protection, and I can just stall it out and I go off pretty much how I play. The only card that maybe can move is a Findition. That's a bit iffy. I can see myself playing Warning or maybe Bottomless instead. I played Findition because I wanted my game one to be as good as possible,
Right.
and Findition is good going first and second, whether my opponent is established or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like it was um, a good card. It stays on the field, so you can pop it later with Hornet. I like Condition so far, but it can definitely be switched.
Right.
And maybe like a Law of Darkness. I'm still going back and forth on it. I feel like it's the next best option I have. I was contemplating on playing Raiko instead. I still go back and forth on whether I should play like Raiko main deck or Law of Darkness. In a vacuum, I feel like All of Darkness is a little bit better because when you banish an Inzektor with the cost, the effect, it gives you a nautical line through Livier. So
Yep.
that's actually a
Mm-hmm.
combo piece, an extender,
Yep.
and it adds to the compactness of the deck because it's one more draw power with like the core card and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very good matchup against back row and control deck because I can get to Heavy Storm very quickly.
Right.
And I also have a good matchup against Wind Up or even the Mirror match because I can get to my hand traps very quickly. So the deck makes a lot of sense pretty much. Like it's good at what it does.
Yeah, and you keep everything compact, and once you get to your centipede, and you know once
Yeah,
your
I
if
go
your
off.
opponent allows you to get to a centipede hornet play or centipede dragonfly play, you can pretty much go off from there. So
I mean, it feels inevitable because I play like a bunch of one-offs that each answer most situation.
mm-hmm.
So I have every card I play is like is a swift knife. It does a lot of things. Very
Right,
versatile.
yeah,
For instance, I play like card like Book of Moon. because it's a utility card. It can be offensive, defensive. It can let me dodge Veiler. It can let me dodge Bottomless. It can let me dodge Deep Prison.
Right.
It's an interruption. It can deal with Lagadolka. It does a lot of stuff. It can reset face down Raiko. It does a lot of stuff. I play Compulse because that's pseudo engine, because Compulse is an interruption. It's also very good against wind up because it can break shock lock going second.
Yeah.
And if I summon card D and they Vader, I set Compulse and I compose my own card and resummon it next turn. Same with Dragonfly, same with. So I can reuse my monster.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to do is sometimes I go like Tour Guide, summon Sengan. I don't overlay. I set Compulse, and if they
Mm-hmm.
MST, I can MST on the Tour Guide and make another Tour Guide play next turn. So every card
Mm.
like is both uh, has multiple functions in the deck, and it's very versatile. I have I play traps, hand traps, and utility cards and card advantage card like card V. I get to my engine and I have like protection because I have like recursion with Call of the Hunted, Monster Reborn,
Mm.
Forbidden Lands to protect from the back rows. So once I'm set up, you're just dead, and you can't really do much because I play like Gores, Triple Vader, Maxis,
Yeah,
a
a lot of
bunch of
options.
traps,
Right.
Judgment. So I play like Tomato, which lets me stall out. I often go like turn zero. I go like for Zaymain. So you can't really prevent me from getting to my engine. And
Right.
once I have my engine, it's unstoppable because at this point I will have like protection and multiple extender and everything like comes together, and that's how I played, and it got me there.
Yeah, yeah. I really like this deck. I hope to see you in the next tournament, Different Dimension Tournament Series, Redo or
For sure.
Die. This is second place deck profile. And yeah, I really like the deck. We hope to see Inzectors again. And I'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys hit that sub button. And we'll see y'all in the next tournament. Later.
Bye.